Good morning. It's after 12 a.m. It's after midnight. I'd like to greet you in the name of the Lord. I want to make a statement, and I want to say this right here in the book of Acts, the 16th chapter, and in the 25th, between the 25th and the 31st verse, there were these two men in the midnight hour. They were in jail. There was these two men, Paul and Silas. In the midnight hour, they were locked in jail. And the thing about it, they were put in jail because they were doing for Christ. They were being a testimony. They were giving a testimony. They was testifying of who he was. They were doing the work that he had called them to do. And while they were doing what God had called them to do, they were put in prison. But not just in prison, they were put in the inner prison. And so in other words, they was put beneath, like in a dungeon somewhere underneath the prison. But not just underneath the prison that they were put in. They were put in underneath the prison and they were bound. And these two men, they were locked in a prison, in a prison, bound in a cell. But not only that, there was a guard watching them and was instructed to watch them all night. But something happened in that midnight hour. In that midnight hour where it seems like they were trapped. In that midnight hour, it seems like trouble was just waiting on them, and trouble was going to come because not only were they bound, but someone was watching them. Surely they can't get away from this right here. And if I can say this, there's some of you that listen to me in your midnight hour. You're in some stuff. You're in some bad stuff. You're in a situation. And it looked like you're not going to be able to get out of this. It looked like you're bound. And not only you're bound, you're stuck. And someone else has the key. But let me tell you, Paul and Silas, they discovered something. One decided, when it hit midnight, one decided to sing, and one decided to pray. And when one began to sing and one began to pray, something happened. Something happened when they began to pray. When they began to pray, the scripture says that there came an earthquake. There came an earthquake. There came a settling. And when that earthquake and that settling came, it shook everything that was bound free. Everything that was bound free in one move. In one move. So you need to know that it only takes God one move. Your situation, you've been thinking about it for months. You've been thinking about it for years. You've been thinking about it for weeks. But you know what? It only takes God one move. That's all you need, just one move. That's one move. Get on your knees, in your mind, in your heart, and begin to pray. Just like Paul and Silas, because when one sang, one prayed, that earthquake quake and a sullen, and everything that was loose, everything that was bound had come open. And it came open, and the guard that was watching them was upset because he was instructed to watch the prisoners. But it was crazy. But Paul and Silas ministered to them, and many of them, because of the power of God, they were converted. They were converted. So in closing, what I want to tell you, your answer is prayer. Your answer is singing. Your answer is when you change the tone. When you change the atmosphere, through prayer, When you change it, when you change it, God is going to come in that situation that seems impossible. And he's going to bring deliverance to your cell. And so just know, it might be bad. Things might be horrible. But God is on the scene to turn it all around. He's in the fixing business. He's in the making way business. He is. And all it takes is just simply just saying, God, help me, guide me, lead me. Teach me how to recognize my pitfalls. Teach me how to recognize the enemy when he come at me. Just teach me, God. Is that all right? Y'all have a good night. Have a good night. See y'all in the morning.